Welcome to USA Old Coins, the channel where we explore the fascinating history of American coins. In today's video, we're taking a closer look at some of the most iconic and inspiring Washington quarter dollars, including the special Maya Angelou and Dr. Sally Ride commemoratives, the historic Crossing the Delaware issue, and the unique 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial coins. Join us as we uncover the stories, artistry, and incredible value behind these remarkable pieces of American history. Top 1. The story of the United States of America can be told through paper, through monuments, through voices raised for justice, but sometimes the most powerful stories are told through something small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. A coin. Cold metal, passed quietly from one person to another, carrying with it the memory of a nation. Today, that story takes us to the Washington quarter dollar of 2022, a coin that does far more than represent currency. It represents history, struggle, courage, and the powerful voice of Maya Angelou, a woman whose words shaped generations and whose presence now lives forever in American coinage. For decades, the Washington quarter showed the same familiar portrait, steady and unchanging, reflecting the past rather than the evolving soul of the nation. But the year 2022 marked a turning point, a moment when America chose to honor voices that had long shaped the country from behind the scenes. The quarter dollar became a canvas for storytelling, and on that canvas appeared Maya Angelou, the first Black woman to ever be featured on a U.S. quarter, a moment that quietly but powerfully rewrote history. Maya Angelou was not just a poet. She was not just an author. She was a survivor, a teacher, a singer, a civil rights activist, and above all, a storyteller who spoke truth even when truth was uncomfortable. To place her image on a Washington quarter dollar was not simply a design choice, it was a statement. It was America acknowledging that its story is incomplete without the voices of those who fought to be heard. When you hold the 2022 Maya Angelou quarter, you are holding more than a coin. You are holding a symbol of resilience. Her portrait is strong yet graceful, her gaze calm yet powerful, surrounded by imagery that reflects both dignity and freedom. The bird in flight behind her is not random decoration. It is a visual echo of her famous words, reminding us that even in confinement, the spirit can soar. The obverse of the coin still carries George Washington, but even that familiar image feels different now. It stands as a bridge between past and present, tradition and transformation. The Washington quarter has evolved from a symbol of leadership rooted in the 18th century to one that now embraces voices from the 20th and beyond. This balance makes the Maya Angelou quarter uniquely meaningful in American numismatics. Collectors immediately recognized that this was not just another circulating coin. From the moment it entered circulation, attention followed. People searched through pocket change, bankrolls, and mint releases, hoping to find one in exceptional condition. Some saw it as history. Others saw it as opportunity. And many saw it as both. The year 2022 was a time of reflection in the United States. Social conversations about representation, equality, and legacy were happening everywhere. Against this backdrop, the Maya Angelou quarter arrived not loudly, but confidently, as if it had always belonged. Coins do not shout, but they endure. And this one carries a message that will last far longer than headlines. Minted in large numbers, yes, but not all coins are created equal. Condition matters. Strike quality matters. Mint marks matter. And for collectors, perfection is everything. While millions were produced, only a tiny fraction survive in flawless, untouched condition. These are the coins that separate ordinary change from extraordinary value. The Philadelphia and Denver mint versions entered circulation, while specially struck examples were preserved for collectors who understood what this coin represented from the beginning. These preserved pieces, free from scratches, wear, or handling marks, became the focus of serious attention. Because in numismatics, history combined with condition creates desire. Beyond the metal and minting, this coin resonates emotionally. It connects people who may never have read Maya Angelou's books to her legacy through something as simple as everyday money. A child receiving this coin in change might one day learn whose face it carries. A collector might pause, reflect, and remember the power of words that once changed the world. Coins have always been mirrors of society. Empires rise and fall, but their coins remain. The Maya Angelou quarter reflects a society striving to recognize voices that shaped its conscience. It is a reminder that history is not static. It grows, it learns, and sometimes, it corrects itself. As time passes, the significance of this coin only deepens. Future generations will look back and see 2022 as a year when American coinage began telling fuller stories. And among those stories, Maya Angelou's voice will continue to sing, stamped permanently into metal. Collectors often ask what makes a modern coin special when so many are produced. The answer lies not only in rarity, but in meaning. This quarter carries cultural weight. It marks a first. And firsts are powerful in the world of collecting. Some coins are saved because they are old. Others are saved because they are rare. This one is saved because it matters. And when a coin matters, people protect it, preserve it, and pass it down. That is how value is born. Auction houses have already seen growing interest in top-grade examples. The competition for pristine specimens reflects confidence that this coin's importance will not fade. History does not depreciate when it is meaningful. It appreciates. The artistry of the design also plays a role. The balance between strength and elegance, the thoughtful symbolism, and the respectful portrayal of Maya Angelou all contribute to the coin's appeal. This is not a rushed design. It is deliberate, careful, and full of intention. For many collectors, this quarter represents more than profit. It represents pride. It represents inclusion. It represents progress. And those emotional connections often drive long-term demand far more than mintage numbers alone. Every scratch avoided, every protective holder used, every careful storage decision becomes part of the coin's journey. Because one day, decades from now, someone will hold this same coin and feel the weight of its story. The Washington $quarter Maya Angelou 2022 stands as a reminder that money can be meaningful. That a nation can honor its poets alongside its presidents. And that history can be carried quietly in our pockets. As collectors continue to search, study, and preserve this coin, its place in American numismatic history becomes more secure. It is no longer just a circulating quarter. It is a chapter in the story of America, and now we come to the part every collector waits for, the question of worth, the moment where history and market meet. In the highest grades, in exceptional condition, this Washington $quarter Maya Angelou 2022 has reached values up to $8,000, written fully as $8,000. If you have this coin, or think you might have one, comment below and tell us about your coin so we can help you learn more about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more rare and valuable US coin stories, and make sure to like this video to support the channel and keep these incredible stories alive. Top 2. The story of the United States of America is filled with moments where courage outweighed fear, where impossible odds were met with unbreakable resolve, and where history changed direction in a single night. One of those moments lives not only in textbooks and paintings, but also on a small silver-colored coin that quietly passed through millions of hands in 2021. The Washington $quarter crossing the Delaware from the Denver Mint is not just a piece of money. It is a frozen moment of American determination. Long before this coin ever existed, the icy waters of the Delaware River witnessed one of the most daring acts of the American Revolution. George Washington, leading exhausted and underpaid soldiers, crossed the river on a bitter winter night when defeat seemed inevitable. That crossing was not just a military maneuver, it was a gamble on freedom itself, a moment when hope balanced on the edge of failure. For decades, American coinage showed Washington in calm, steady portraits, dignified and reserved. But in 2021, the United States Mint chose to show a different side of Washington. Not the quiet statesman, but the determined leader in motion. The crossing the Delaware quarter captured Washington mid-stride, sword at his side, urgency in his posture, embodying leadership under pressure. The Denver Mint mark adds another layer to this story. The small letter D may seem insignificant to some, but to collectors it tells a specific origin, a specific journey from mint to circulation. Every Denver minted coin carries with it the reputation of precision, and for this design, that precision mattered greatly. The reverse design of this quarter broke tradition in a powerful way. Instead of a symbolic eagle or abstract imagery, it showed action. Washington moving forward, cloak flowing, boots planted firmly, as if stepping directly out of history and into the present. This design reminded Americans that freedom was not handed down easily, it was earned step by step. When this quarter entered circulation, many people did not notice it at first. It looked different, but difference often takes time to be understood. Then curiosity grew. People turned the coin over twice. Some stopped and stared. Others quietly slipped it into their pockets, sensing that this was not an ordinary quarter. Collectors immediately recognized that this coin marked the end of an era. It was the final year of the classic Washington Quarter series before new designs fully took over. That alone made the 2021 crossing the Delaware quarter historically important. End-of-series coins often carry a special weight, a closing chapter that collectors never ignore. The Denver Mint produced millions, but numbers alone do not define value. Condition defines destiny in the world of coins. Most of these quarters entered circulation, clashing with other coins, picking up scratches, losing their sharp details. Only a small percentage survived untouched, preserved from the very beginning. For those who understood what they had, protective holders replaced pockets, and careful storage replaced casual spending. These early decisions created the difference between a common coin and a standout example. In numismatics, foresight often becomes fortune. The imagery on this coin connects deeply with American identity. The crossing of the Delaware symbolizes resilience when circumstances seem impossible. Seeing that moment on a modern coin reminds viewers that the challenges of the past still echo in the present, and that perseverance remains a defining American trait. Every line on Washington's coat, every fold of fabric, every shadow in the design tells a story. This is not a passive portrait. It is a narrative captured in metal. The coin feels alive, as if movement has been paused for just a moment in time. The Denver Mint strike quality plays a crucial role here. Strong strikes with crisp details elevate the coin beyond average examples. Collectors search for coins where Washington's stance is bold, the background clean, and the surfaces free from marks. These are the pieces that stand out under magnification. As months passed after release, attention grew. Videos were made, articles were written, and collectors began comparing finds. Some realized they had spent this coin unknowingly. Others realized they had saved something special. Modern coins rarely inspire this level of discussion so quickly. That is because this quarter does not rely on age to tell its story. It relies on symbolism, timing, and emotional connection. It represents both an ending and a reminder of beginnings. Auction results began to reflect this growing interest. High-grade examples drew strong attention, not because they were ancient, but because they were perfect representations of a historic design. In the modern market, perfection is rare. The Washington crossing the Delaware quarter from 2021 stands apart from other modern quarters because it dares to be bold. It does not whisper history, it shows it in motion. That boldness is exactly what collectors respond to. Coins like this are often underestimated at first. History has shown time and again that coins tied to pivotal national moments grow in importance as years pass. What feels recent today becomes distant tomorrow, and significance only increases. For younger collectors, this coin may become one of the first pieces that sparks curiosity. For seasoned collectors, it represents a meaningful addition that bridges classic and modern U.S. coinage. The Denver Mint mark quietly assures authenticity, while the design commands attention. Together, they create a coin that feels purposeful, not routine. That sense of purpose is what separates memorable coins from forgettable ones. As circulation examples continue to wear down or disappear, pristine examples become increasingly scarce. Scarcity combined with demand is the foundation of value, and this coin rests firmly on both. Looking ahead, numismatists will likely remember 2021 as a transitional year, a moment when U.S. coinage embraced storytelling more directly. The crossing the Delaware quarter will stand as a symbol of that shift. Collectors who recognize narrative value understand that coins are more than metal. They are historical documents. This quarter documents courage, leadership, and the willingness to move forward even when the future is uncertain. Every time this coin is discussed, its legacy grows stronger. Each preserved example becomes a time capsule, locking in a moment when America chose to honor action, sacrifice, and resolve. And now, as we reach the moment every collector listens for, the discussion turns to worth. In exceptional condition, with strong strike quality and preservation, the Washington quarter dollar crossing the Delaware 2021 D has achieved values reaching $9,000, written fully as $9,000. If you have this coin or think you might own one, comment below and tell us about your coin so we can help you learn more about it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more rare and valuable U.S. coin stories, and don't forget to like this video to support the channel and keep these incredible American coin histories coming. Top 3. The story of the United States of America is not only written in books or spoken in speeches, but quietly preserved in metal, carried through time in the form of coins that pass from hand to hand. Each coin is a witness, a silent storyteller, reflecting moments of change, struggle, and triumph. One such coin emerged in 2022, carrying a message that echoed far beyond its size, the Washington quarter dollar honoring Wilma Mankiller, bearing the powerful words "Voto para la mujer." This quarter does not merely represent currency, it represents a movement. It carries the voice of women who fought to be heard, who demanded equality, and who refused to be erased from history. The phrase "Voto para la mujer," meaning votes for women, is more than a slogan. It is a declaration etched into metal, reminding us that rights once denied were won through courage and persistence. Wilma Mankiller's presence on the Washington quarter dollar marks a profound moment in American coinage. She was the first female principal chief of the Cherokee Nation, a leader who dedicated her life to empowering communities, improving access to healthcare and education, and restoring dignity to her people. Her legacy is not confined to one community, it is woven into the broader American story. When the 2022 P Mint quarter entered circulation, it arrived quietly, yet its message was anything but silent. The Philadelphia Mint mark tells collectors where this coin was born, but the imagery tells them why it matters. Wilma Mankiller's portrait radiates strength, wisdom, and calm authority, qualities earned through years of service and sacrifice. The inclusion of "Voto para la mujer" on the design connects this coin to the long fight for women's suffrage. It bridges generations, linking early activists who marched and protested with modern audiences who benefit from those victories. This coin becomes a reminder that progress is never automatic, it is demanded. Collectors immediately recognized that this was not a routine release. It belonged to the American Women Quarters program, a series designed to honor women who shaped the nation in lasting ways. Yet even within this program, the Wilma Mankiller quarter stands apart because of its bold message and cultural depth. Every line and curve of the design feels intentional. The composition is balanced, respectful, and powerful without excess. This careful artistry transforms the coin from a simple object into a historical statement. It invites the holder to pause, to ask questions, and to learn. In circulation, many people spent this quarter without realizing its importance. Others noticed the unfamiliar design and saved it instinctively. That instinct, that quiet sense that something matters, is often what separates ordinary coins from future collectibles. The Philadelphia Mint produced many examples, but only a fraction remain in pristine condition. Most coins encountered daily wear, contact marks, and surface abrasions that diminish their appeal to collectors. The finest examples are those that were protected early, preserved with intention. Modern coin collecting often focuses on condition as much as history. For this quarter, both elements work together. The historical significance attracts interest, and the scarcity of flawless examples drives demand. This combination is what gives modern coins the potential to rise. The message of "Voto para la mujer" resonates across cultures and borders. It speaks not only to American history but to global struggles for equality. That universal relevance gives this coin emotional weight, making it appealing beyond traditional numismatic circles. As years pass, coins like this become markers of their time. Future collectors will look back at 2022 as a year when American coinage embraced storytelling with clarity and courage. The Wilma Mankiller quarter will stand as proof of that shift. For younger generations, this coin may be the first introduction to Wilma Mankiller's legacy. For older collectors, it is a recognition long overdue. Coins have the power to educate silently, and this one does so with grace. Auction interest in top-grade examples has reflected this growing appreciation. Collectors compete not just for rarity, but for meaning. A coin that represents leadership, equality, and cultural respect carries value that numbers alone cannot define. The Washington quarter dollar has always symbolized the nation's ideals. By featuring Wilma Mankiller, it expands those ideals, acknowledging that leadership comes in many forms and from many voices. As circulation examples continue to fade from pristine condition, the finest preserved coins become increasingly desirable. Time works quietly in the background, separating common survivors from exceptional pieces. The Philadelphia Mint mark adds its own layer of identity. For collectors who track mint origins, it helps define the coin's story from creation to collection. Every detail matters when history and metal intersect. Coins like this often gain recognition gradually. Their importance grows as society reflects on the values they represent. What begins as a circulating quarter can become a historical artifact. The Wilma Mankiller quarter is not flashy, but it is powerful. Its strength lies in its message, its dignity, and its role in preserving a chapter of American history that deserves remembrance. Each preserved example becomes a promise to the future, a guarantee that this story will not be forgotten. Coins endure where voices sometimes fade, and that endurance is their greatest power. Collectors who understand this know that value is not only about profit. It is about preservation. It is about choosing which stories survive. Now we arrive at the moment every collector listens for, the question of worth. In exceptional condition, with sharp details and careful preservation, the Washington quarter dollar Wilma Mankiller Voto para la Mujer 2022 P has reached values up to $7,000, written fully as $7,000. If you have this coin or think you might own one, comment below and tell us about your coin so we can help you learn more about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more rare and valuable US coin stories, and make sure to like this video to support the channel and keep these powerful histories alive. Top 4. The story of the United States of America is a story of frontiers, and not all of those frontiers were made of land. Some stretched across oceans, some reached into science, and some expanded all the way into space. This spirit of exploration, curiosity, and courage is captured in a small yet powerful object released in 2022, the Washington quarter dollar honoring Dr. Sally Ride, a coin that carries the legacy of human ambition far beyond Earth itself. Coins have always reflected what a nation values at a particular moment in time. For generations, American coins focused on political leaders and symbolic figures, but as the nation evolved, so did the stories it chose to preserve in metal. The Dr. Sally Ride quarter represents a moment when America looked upward and acknowledged the pioneers who expanded humanity's understanding of the universe. Dr. Sally Ride was not only an astronaut, she was a scientist, a trailblazer, and a symbol of possibility. When she became the first American woman to travel into space, she shattered expectations and opened doors that had long been closed. Her journey was not just about orbiting Earth, it was about redefining what was possible for future generations. The Washington quarter dollar featuring Dr. Sally Ride captures this spirit with elegance and meaning. Her portrait is calm yet confident, thoughtful yet determined. The stars and orbital imagery surrounding her remind us that exploration is both scientific and deeply human, driven by curiosity and courage. The 2022 P Mint mark tells collectors that this coin originated from the Philadelphia Mint, a place deeply rooted in American history. From that historic mint came a modern tribute to one of the most important scientific figures of the 20th century, blending tradition with innovation. When this quarter entered circulation, it quietly joined everyday commerce, slipping into pockets, wallets, and cash registers. Yet for those who noticed it, the design immediately stood out. This was not a familiar face from the distant past, but a modern hero whose achievements still feel close and inspiring. The American Women Quarters program aimed to honor women who shaped the nation, and Dr. Sally Ride's inclusion felt both necessary and powerful. She represented science, education, and the courage to step into the unknown, values that resonate deeply in an era driven by discovery. Every element of the coin's design feels purposeful. The balance between portrait and symbolism creates a sense of movement, as if the coin itself is part of an orbit, endlessly traveling through time while preserving a single moment of achievement. Collectors quickly understood that this quarter was more than a standard release. It was a tribute to space exploration, a theme that has always captured the imagination of collectors and historians alike. Space-related numismatics carry a unique appeal because they represent humanity's greatest reach. While millions of these quarters were minted, only a small percentage were preserved in pristine condition. Most entered circulation immediately, were contact marks, scratches, and were slowly diminished their original beauty. Condition, as always, became the dividing line between common and exceptional. Those who recognized the importance of this coin early took steps to protect it. They stored it carefully, avoided handling, and preserved its surfaces. These decisions, made quietly at the moment of release, shaped the coin's future in the collector market. Dr. Sally Ride's legacy adds emotional weight to the coin. She was not just a pioneer in space, but an advocate for science education, especially for young people. Her presence on U.S. coinage transforms the quarter into a tool of inspiration. Coins like this serve as silent teachers. A young person encountering this quarter may ask who Sally Ride was, and that question opens the door to learning about science, space, and the power of determination. The Washington quarter has always symbolized leadership. By featuring Dr. Sally Ride, it expands the definition of leadership to include scientific achievement and intellectual courage, reinforcing the idea that progress comes from many paths. As time passes, modern commemorative coins often gain strength in the collector market. Their significance becomes clearer with distance, and their role in representing cultural values becomes more appreciated. Auction interest in top-grade examples of the Dr. Sally Ride quarter has reflected this growing recognition. Collectors seek coins that tell strong stories, and this one tells a story that reaches beyond Earth itself. The Philadelphia Mint strike quality plays a role in determining desirability. Coins with sharp details, clean fields, and strong contrast stand out immediately under magnification, separating elite examples from average ones. The space theme has always held a special place in American history. From the space race to modern exploration, it represents innovation and national pride. This quarter connects directly to that legacy. As circulation examples continue to wear down, preserved coins become increasingly scarce. Scarcity combined with historical significance creates lasting demand, a principle that has guided collectors for generations. The Dr. Sally Ride quarter also represents a shift in how history is remembered. It honors achievement rather than authority, discovery rather than dominance, and curiosity rather than conquest. Each preserved coin becomes a time capsule, locking in a moment when America chose to celebrate science and inclusion on its currency. Collectors who understand long-term value know that coins tied to major cultural milestones often outlast trends. They remain relevant because the stories they tell remain important. This quarter reminds us that exploration is not limited to geography. It exists in laboratories, classrooms, and spacecraft, and it shapes the future in quiet but profound ways. As years turn into decades, the Dr. Sally Ride quarter will stand as a reminder of a woman who changed history by daring to reach beyond what was known. Now we arrive at the moment every collector waits for, the discussion of worth. In exceptional condition, with sharp details and careful preservation, the Washington quarter dollar Dr. Sally Ride 2022 P has reached values as high as $9,300, written fully as $9,300. If you have this coin or think you might own one, comment below and tell us about your coin so we can help you learn more about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more rare and valuable US coin stories. and make sure to like this video to support the channel and keep these incredible American coin stories alive. Top 5. The story of the United States of America is a story of independence, courage, and identity, and few objects capture that spirit as powerfully as the Washington quarter dollar dated 1776 to 1976. This coin does not simply mark a year, it marks 2 centuries of a nation's journey, from fragile beginnings to global influence, all preserved within a single piece of metal that once passed through millions of hands. When Americans approached the year 1976, the nation stood at a symbolic crossroads. 200 years had passed since the Declaration of Independence, and the question was how to honor that milestone in a way that would reach every citizen. The answer came not only through celebrations and ceremonies, but through coinage that everyday people could hold, spend, and remember. The bicentennial Washington quarter was born from that vision. Instead of repeating the familiar eagle on the reverse, the design was transformed into something deeply patriotic and emotional. A colonial drummer, frozen mid-beat, stands proudly beneath a victory torch encircled by stars. It is an image that speaks without words, reminding Americans of sacrifice, unity, and the sound of freedom being fought for. George Washington's portrait remained on the obverse, linking the nation's first leader directly to its 200-year legacy. That connection between past and present is what gives this quarter such lasting power. It is not just a redesign, it is a conversation between generations. When these quarters entered circulation, they were everywhere. Grocery stores, gas stations, school lunch lines, and family road trips all carried the sound of bicentennial quarters clinking together. Many people saved them immediately, sensing their importance, while others spent them casually, unaware that they were holding a historic keepsake. Unlike many commemorative coins, this quarter was made for the people. It was not locked behind glass or limited to collectors alone. It lived in everyday life, which is exactly why it became so beloved. That widespread circulation also created a fascinating divide between common examples and exceptional survivors. The years 1776 to 1976 printed boldly on the coin symbolize endurance. They remind us that the freedoms imagined in a small group of colonies survived war, expansion, division, and change. Every scratch on a circulated example tells a personal story of where that coin has been. Collectors quickly began separating ordinary pieces from those with special qualities. Mint condition coins, proof strikes, and error varieties became objects of fascination. What once seemed abundant slowly revealed layers of rarity when examined more closely. The Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints all played a role in producing bicentennial quarters, each leaving subtle differences that collectors would later study with careful eyes. Proof versions struck for collectors showcased mirror-like surfaces that captured light and attention in ways circulating coins never could. Over time, the bicentennial quarter gained emotional value beyond its metal. It became associated with family memories, national pride, and a shared sense of belonging. People remembered where they were in 1976, and this coin became a tangible link to that moment. As decades passed, many bicentennial quarters disappeared into collections, were lost, or wore down through use. High-grade examples became harder to find, especially those that escaped circulation entirely. This gradual thinning is what transforms history into value. Error varieties added another layer of intrigue. Double strikes, off-center designs, and unusual mint characteristics turned some coins into unique artifacts. These imperfections, born in moments of mechanical deviation, became prized features. The colonial drummer design itself holds deep symbolism. Music once signaled marching orders, courage, and unity among soldiers. On this coin, the drummer represents the heartbeat of a revolution, echoing across 200 years of American life. The bicentennial quarter also stands as a reminder that coinage can unite people across backgrounds. Regardless of wealth or status, everyone had access to this symbol of national celebration. That universality strengthens its legacy. Collectors today view this coin not merely as a relic of 1976, but as a milestone in modern American numismatics. It marked a rare moment when circulating coinage broke tradition to tell a specific historical story. The longer time moves forward, the more the bicentennial quarter becomes a snapshot of an era. Its design, its feel, even its weight carry the personality of a nation reflecting on its own journey. Serious collectors know that condition separates memory from investment. Coins preserved in exceptional condition, untouched by circulation, become ambassadors of the past in their purest form. The Washington quarter dollar 1776 to 1976 continues to appear in collections, auctions, and family heirlooms, each example carrying both public history and private meaning. What makes this coin truly special is its balance between accessibility and significance. It is both common enough to be remembered and rare enough in top condition to be coveted. As new generations discover this coin, its story continues to grow. It becomes a teaching tool, a conversation starter, and a reminder that freedom was earned, not given. Coins like this do more than sit in albums. They connect people to moments they never lived but still inherit. That connection is where lasting value is born. Collectors who understand this know that bicentennial issues occupy a unique space in numismatics. They are modern, yet historic. Familiar, yet powerful. As time continues to pass, pristine examples stand taller against the tide of worn survivors. Preservation becomes the bridge between history and worth. Now we arrive at the moment every collector listens for, the question of value. In outstanding condition, carefully preserved and highly graded, the Washington quarter dollar dated 1776 to 1976 has achieved values reaching $22,000, written fully as $22,000. If you own this coin or think you might have one, comment below and tell us about your coin so we can help you learn more about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more rare and valuable United States coin stories, and make sure to like this video to support the channel and keep these incredible pieces of American history alive.